was worth the $2,000 that most people pay for it. So thanks, Shannon.
Love you, Tommy. Thank you for the kind words and your commitment and loyalty to Mark and the companies. Forever grateful. Love you. Thank you.
And also, Shannon, before the next person shares an awesome story, I just want to say one thing. You know, we're literally a couple $100 away from 180,000 raised from the GoFundMe, and I just wanted to say how awesome that is in less than 7 days. And today's really the first day we've really come out and shared it. So, a couple things for those of you guys watching, because this is really what it's all about. You know, it's for the Hoverson family. It's obviously for Mark and his legacy. It's creating awareness about, you know, this disease that's taken the lives of so many people. And that's what this GoFundMe is all about. So even if it's $5, $20, that's fine. But if that's not possible, share this live stream, share the page with other people so we can get the message out and help us reach this goal, because, you know, we're just excited about, you know, us getting together and also Mark's legacy being able to live on forever. So just want to throw that out there. You know, let's continue to remember what this is all about. Awesome. So who's next? These stories are awesome. Let's keep it rolling.
Yo, I'll go. I'm here. You guys hear me?
Got you.
Awesome. Vince, thank you for setting this up, man. Shannon, oh my goodness. The video you sent me, just of course we will help. Mark is, what do you say? I hope you're watching, buddy. I hope you're watching. The lives you have touched and what you've done. I saw Mark first speak, I think, probably about a decade ago, and he was talking about, first off, you see Mark, I mean, yeah, you just like kind of want to be him for a second. The dude is just, he emits all this just leadership and just confidence and poise, and I saw him on stage and he was talking about, for the first time, like a dude who was just doing it. He had a family at home and he had his own business, and he was successful, man. And at that time I was going about $30,000 in debt, and I saw him speak, and he was talking about force your brain to think bigger. And Mark, if there's anything you do, buddy, I mean, you text me almost like regularly and just say, hey, you guys are changing lives, thank you. And you just speak to people's greatness and force them to think bigger and see what's possible. And you talked about how you go golfing on Monday to force your brain out of the matrix and to make sure, like to force you to show that you're in control and that you can do whatever you want. And that presentation, I was like, if I ever start a company and we ever do events, I want that dude on my stage. And I can remember when our paths started crossing more and more, and we started building a relationship, and I plugged into your email list. And Mark, to this day, is like the only marketer that I actually open his emails every single time just to see what the heck he's talking about, because it's been said on this call, man. Mark, you've got a way with words, brother. The way that you write and the story is just, what you do is something so special. And I remember when we first got you to speak at one of our Live the Dreams, I was out, me and my buddy, a lot of the people on this call in this Zoom room probably remember a guy named Dagan Smith. And he was, when I lived in DC, we had a mandate every single week. And I remember going out there with Dagan, and you had we just agreed for you to speak at one of the first Live the Dream that we had. And I was like, Dagan, I'm so stoked, man. We got Mark Hoverson, of course. And Mark, you know Dagan very well as well. And I was like, when I'm 40, I want a life like Mark's. And he was like, dude, he's not 40. I was like, he's got to be at least 40. He's got like 4 kids, beautiful family, and most importantly, the dude is too smart to be in his 30s. He is too wise. He's just too good to be my age. And he was like 20, Dagan goes $20. I'm like, done, fuck that. I texted him, Mark, tell me your age. And he was like, it's a weird question, dude. And I was like, you're 40, right? And he said, F you, finale, forgive me for the words. And I went back and forth with him, like, dude, you're at least, you got, 40, you're just too good, right? You're not that young. And he told me he was like 30, I think at that time, 32 or 33. And I was like, dude, you got Dagan, holy shit. I had no idea, because I see him as like this godlike kind of character who is just wise beyond his years. I mean, I thought the way he speaks, and if everyone in the Zoom knows, he just is good. he's just blessed. And he was like, luckily I had known him. I didn't piss him off too much, but in that conversation, I literally was blown away. I was like, Mark, holy shit, man. And what you speak, the truth, the gospel, the bringing people's greatness out of them, the leadership, man. I think a part of all the guys out there, we just see you and you're just like this man, you're just hope, man. You're if anyone's gonna beat this damn thing, it's you. And I truly believe that we'll be getting together and you'll be coming back. And what's cool, we just had for those who don't know, we had a big kind of online summit, and Mark was one of the first guys we reached out to. He was like, yes, finale, absolutely, done. And we couldn't match up because he was going, I mean, I knew he was sick, but I wanted to get him in front of our audience as much as possible. And it was never matching up. And he sent me a picture of him coming out of surgery. And I think he actually posted it online, just his back was tore up and scars, all the stitches, and he literally just had surgery on his spine. And he's like, finale, I'm finally out. The drugs are still in me or something, but I think I'm ready to go. I'm like, dude, hold my heart just like, Mark, I will catch you when you're, let's not force this. But the dude just always wants to help and show up. And it didn't work out for that because she's so strong, man. I can't believe that this stuff happens to these types of people. And I know Mark's attitude, and I didn't even know he was actually sick for a little bit into his journey. And he's got a heart, man. And last story, something that I absolutely, Mark, dude, I don't even think you remember this because this was on a cruise, probably 5 or 6 years ago. But we were, I think, like most of the people here, I was sharing a cigar with you, and we were having some scotch late night in one of the cruise, the cigar room, and we were getting into like platform speaking and platform selling for the first time ever, and that was Mark's wheelhouse. If you're watching this live and you don't know that, this guy, he's the dude. He's one of the dude that paved the ways. I didn't go to school for this type of stuff at all, and the first thing that I started grilling him on, and we just were kind of kicking it, was platform speaking and sales. And I started had some beliefs around high ticket platform selling, and he just totally, in a conversation, I remember he said something like, finale, sales is how we impact people. Like, you believe in what you're doing, right? And I said, yeah, man, 100%, I'm in. He said that you have a duty to sell on stage. You have when 100% of the room should be buying your stuff, period. And it just, that's how we impact. And he went on to say, we're not going to do it in a 45-minute or an hour or even a weekend presentation. You got to get them to buy. And it just totally shifted the way I approach speaking. And Mark, because of that, man, we've hosted some crazy events and done huge numbers from those events. And that has stuck with me, that mentality of getting on stage to do what I do. And in that conversation, just so much nuggets and wisdom on how to do it from stage and how to really grow the business. And I don't want to keep this whole thing about business because you are way more and have impacted way more than that. That quote or that text between me and Dagan, man, you are a guy that at that time, and I still do for years and decades to come, as you live out your life happily with your family and healthy, and you lead and have that courage, and you beat this. You are your life, man. The way you juggle family, business. I've seen you interact with your gal and your kids when we've hung out at events, man. You're the epitome of what is good, man. And I know that, like I said, if anyone's going to beat this, it is your heart, your mind, your wisdom that will figure out a way. Shannon, nothing but love. Oversons. If you're on this page, go to that GoFundMe, man. I think someone said it earlier that maybe you haven't been personally impacted by this dude, but if you have recognized anybody on this Zoom or who's coming up next, trust me, you have been therefore impacted by this guy named Hoverson and in their time of need. I mean, this is what's cool about building an audience, man. Forget the traffic, lead, sales, money. Like, to pull together like this home business profession or this affiliate, network, internet, whatever you want to call it, to be able to come together and give Mark's family in their time of need hundreds of thousands of dollars and what will be, I believe, 7 figures plus over the course of the next few weeks as we get this replay out and we do more marketing, maybe do what we do and create bonuses when people buy, all this crazy stuff that we could do to help a man who has definitely impacted this world in huge, huge ways and will for many decades to come. Shannon, much love to you and your family. Mark, nothing but love, brother. And Vince, thank you for putting this together.
Finale, so many memories. Actually, that cruise, Jovan and you were on that, and I remember
Yes.
late into the night, and I think I pulled you on stage to the band, and you gave me a dance. And so
That's
thank you
right.
for that dance. I never thanked you.
Right on.
Thank you for your kindness. Love you.